Hello suckers. I mean fellow Elite Giga Chad Premium course goers. I have appeared to congratulate our top course participant, and pay tribute to his accomplishment of completing the 1000-day Monk Mode Transformation Masterclass. Behold his magnificent physique he has achieved through the help of paying me to help him. This is pointless. It is obvious he got that way from stretching his tallywhacker for 1000 days. I am going nowhere with this isolating content. I wish there was a better hobby that was more constructive in my life. Well, hey, maybe this is a can of worms that should be opened. Yes.
Hobbies are great. They help you relieve stress while engaging in something that you enjoy. And I would say with certain hobbies, being engaged with helps express true enjoyment through one's natural state. Because plain and simply, there are certain hobbies that men enjoy engaging in that align with them so naturally with their own natural selves. And there are hobbies that women engage in that naturally align to their natural selves. And when fishing, a man should really realize, if he hasn't already, the benefits and the true enjoyment experienced when going about with that certain hobby activity. To conclude and realize that it is a true staple within a man's life to make it a hobby. To escape whatever you have going on over there and bask into a natural state of enjoyment with it. I've been casting a line in the water ever since I was probably about 3 years old, and I haven't stopped since. Fishing is truly an scapegoat when I want to experience just a tad bit of enjoyment within my life as a man. And just like any other man who experiences them when they fish, great lessons are to be learned from it. Learning to have patience and perseverance with oneself, because it's called fishing, it's not called catching. Teaching a man the oldest trick in the book to success. That patience and not giving up is just the key to success with anything. No matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you get your line snagged into a tree, no matter how many rigs or reels you have to change out because something breaks, snaps, or you need to change up your bait, whatever. It teaches a man patience with the whole process while engaging in perseverance towards that successive goal, that catch. It teaches a great deal of self-reliance to one man's life as well. Adapting to one's own environment. Being fully and completely dependent on one's own self to achieve an outcome with an activity. And from my own experience, self-reliance really kicks into fishing. Especially when you miss a catch from a huge fish that you've literally almost had. That it has jumped right out of the water and jumped off your hook and swam away. And then you just become fully immersed. Maybe you have to go climb through the woods a little bit and get an angle of a tree. Maybe you have to cast at a certain direction or so. Maybe you have to use different types of lures, different bait. Maybe you have to get into the water altogether to get a closer look at that fish to catch it. Adapting to one's own environment, being totally immersed in the process of what is going on, and being completely a part of it until success is shown. And those make for the greatest stories to tell as well. When a man is angling a fish and he thought he lost him, but all of a sudden puts in the time, the patience, and the adaptability to pursuably catch that huge catch. And with fishing, a man takes on a leadership role while engaging with the activity. Because naturally, with any man within his life, he needs to lead in a forward direction towards a successful outcome. And with fishing, that leadership role given to a man while he is engaging with the activity, it invokes such a satisfying process of a leadership role. I bet you're quite familiar with the same old saying, you give a man a fish, it feeds him for a day. You can teach a man to fish, it feeds him for a lifetime. And that proverb comes from Lao Tzu, the author of the Tao Te Ching. Simply meaning it's better to teach someone to do something than to do it for them. Most things in life are not just given to you as a man. You have to take action with it. Because once you take action with it, instead of just thinking that it's going to be handed to you, you're set for a lifetime instead of just a moment. This painting right behind me, it's a painting of a beach in Holland, Michigan, where my grandparents live, my mom's family lives. And not too far of this canvas of this beach, there's a pier that me, my dad, and my younger brother would frequently go fishing on. And I remember one day we were fishing on it, and there was a school of perch, and perch are delicious. We were just catching them one after the other on this pier, but we didn't want to keep them, you know. We weren't like equipped to clean them and fillet them and whatnot and bring them home to eat. But there were two other guys who showed up with buckets who weren't having as much luck as we were because of the types of reels and whatnot we were using were working a lot better than they were. So they weren't catching the amount of perch we were. So by the end of that trip, we just kind of filled those guys' buckets up and just left them be. And I've done that many times with other people, with my dad and my younger brother. I've seen many other people do that as well, just giving the catch away to people in need at that present moment. Because I was taught to fish correctably at a very young age. I knew what I was doing. I knew how to achieve the outcome. And the inevitable result is I could feed my lifetime and everyone around me who's bear witness when my palate is satisfied. But going back to the main kick of it all, when a man engages within this hobby, the enjoyment factor. I would say, and I know a lot of men would agree, some of the most enjoying moments within a man's life comes from a simple fishing trip. You had a tough day at work, you just fought with your girlfriend or wife, and you just need to get away from it all. Fishing is usually a great escape. Find a nice little river right under a bridge or something, cast away for a couple hours, catch a nice couple of fish, relieve that stress, enjoy your environment, feel that satisfaction, and then just go about with your normal life, feeling fully recharged. Visiting with a couple of buddies and just looking for opportunities to truly reminisce on what you've all experienced with each other from the past. Fishing is a great way to engage and tap into those activities. Having a classic competition of who's going to catch more, who's going to catch the biggest one, while just throwing jokes around, constantly pelting each other, tearing each other apart, having fun all the way through. Completely unwinding and being your own natural state. Letting loose. And even if you don't catch something, don't fret. Engaging with the activity brings some kind of satisfaction towards you either which way. To get back out there once in another while and give it another shot, because maybe you might catch that fish that next time. So if you're searching for any type of enjoyment within your life that feels completely missing within you and outside of you, fishing is a great way to tap into a man's natural state and express enjoyment and feel it all the way through.